Technology in the 19th century extended the capabilities of tradesmen, farmers, scientists, physicians, and others. In the 21st century, technology is extending the capacity of today's researchers to explore this meaningful era in completely original ways. Not merely advancements in technology, but social and political history, culture, philosophy, and the arts. A revolution in how students and scholars will uncover new ways of understanding the 19th century is taking place at Gale through a methodology known as Agile development.
We discovered that a much more hands-on approach with product developers working with content experts, working with customers, and working with publishers, bringing all of those people into a single place is the right way to develop the software. And indeed, that's what we have done with 19th Century Collections Online. Instead of conceptualizing it simply as search a document, retrieve a document, and cite a document, which has been the traditional way of publishing digital collections, we decided to take that and add to it analysis of materials and also workflow. And we saw that opportunity when we brought customers to what we call the Agile development table.
What that consists of is, this floor used to be basically all cubicles, and we came in here and tore down all the cubicles, and we put everybody in these big open spaces and made sure that everyone that was an important stakeholder is in the same room all day long, so that it really helps to rapidly produce products.
The other side of Agile is constant testing of the software itself. So we pair developers, not a single developer on a solution or a problem, but two developers who work together.
Sort of the theory that two heads are better than one. So one person is coding, the other person is looking over their shoulder, reviewing the code that they write, so that our expectation is that the quality is superior to one person working in a cubicle by themselves. The two of them solve problems together. They have access to all the other developers in the room. They're all sitting around these big tables, and there's a lot of collaboration going on here.
It's exciting to sit at that table, to understand that today we're going to solve a problem that a customer brought to us yesterday, and we're going to solve another one the next day and another one the next day.
In thinking about the 19th Century Collections Online, we drew a set of persona, which is part of the whole Agile methodology of developing products.
The reason we use personas is to make sure that we are designing for a specific group of people. That way we're not placing ourselves as the target of our development.
These are people that you are building the product for, and what it requires you to do is to really get an intimate knowledge and understanding of their objectives, of their pain points, of the kinds of things they're trying to accomplish.
For example, there's a certain way that maybe I like things, but that's not necessarily what a PhD student would like, and so we want to make sure that we're building it for a specific person.
We spent several months of just close ethnographic research, observing people, interviewing people, and really trying to understand their objectives.
At one point we actually had PhD students showing us their computer screens and walking us through their workflows so that we could do our best to try to incorporate what they already do into 19th Century Collections Online.
Literally, we have a series of pictures that hang in the development space. And the developers, the product people, anyone who's sitting at the Agile table has the ability to look at those faces of the persona and, in a sense, use them as kind of a yardstick. And we have a face, and we have a little biography, and we have a little list of tasks that individual is doing. It is a very human-centered way of checking one's assumptions in technology development. Are you making decisions that are ultimately going to benefit the people who are using this product? If you use that as your yardstick, you are more often than not going to make the right decision.
After a couple of weeks of work, we have something concrete to show, and we can show them to users and to customers and get instant feedback and incorporate that feedback into the work we do in the next few weeks.
The testing we're doing creates a much more robust experience for the customer because the software is much more reliable.
Because it's an iterative process, we continue to hear things from the marketplace, and we're able to go back and continue to improve on the features that we put out there.
One of the things I'm most proud about in showing 19th Century Collections Online is our term cluster software, which allows a student to see relationships between and among documents.
What we're trying to do there is replicate the experience that you have going into the stacks at your library, where you're looking at a wall of books and you might be going there to get this one, but you happen to see, oh, there's one down here that is also very interesting. And so what this tool does is it shows you some patterns in this pretty nifty little wheel. From there, users can further limit their search. We have a lot of new workflow tools as well. We have a graphing tool. You can do a search for potato and famine. And you can see a spike during the potato famine because it was written about more often. It's just a very visual search that helps researchers look at patterns and find some interesting trends in the content.
We're constantly testing our assumptions, we're constantly changing our assumptions based on feedback from actual users.
Being able to ask the right questions is really important. You're working with a lot of different people, a lot of different users, a lot of different customers, and to be able to get to answers that help you build something that'll help them in their research is key.
It's really extraordinary because it's the birthplace of a million term papers or of a million theses, because students who suffered before from what I like to call researcher's block when you're trying to do a term paper, and suddenly they've got more topics than they can handle because we're showing them what they are. We're giving them the raw material so they can make a discovery, and indeed they do. But I'm particularly proud that with 19th Century Collections Online especially, we have provided those tools to make those decisions about what to write about. To me, that's a seismic change in the classroom because it solves the problem of researcher's block.